evening, everybody. It's Friday night, my friends. And I'm back, and we're actually going to do some coding for a change. It's been a while, but there's good reason. Not that I've gotten anything accomplished as a good reason, but it's the good reason is that I've been so swamped at work, doing work stuff, that I just didn't have the brain cells left over to do any side projects. Now, thankfully, we're out of crunch mode, which is good, and I can now have spare cycles in my brain case to try to get back to some of this stuff. We'll see. I think first and foremost, I know that there's a bunch of Dependabot stuff that needs to be addressed, so let's do that right now. YouTube API services. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, in fact, it's been so long that Dependabot paused. Looking at stuff. Alright, so we'll delete that branch. And we'll try bumping Twitch for Jay, even though I was on the older release for a reason, but let's see what happens when we bump it up and see if things are working or not, or if I have to go back again to the 121. Spring Framework. We'll get all these things updated here. HTMX got a little patch release. Cool. And Microsoft Playwright. That. Bump HTMX itself to 204. Alright. Resolve conflicts. Oh, well. No, we'll have that rebase itself. Get font awesome updated, and Kotlin standard lib stuff, which is dependency of something else, because I don't use it directly as far as I know, but something to that effect. I don't know why that's coming in, but anyway, we'll have to look at that. And this one, I need you to rebase. Give it a minute here and see if it gets around to rebasing for us. But anyway, I hope everyone is doing well. Hope you're all healthy and happy and all of those things. Kicking butt and taking names. Hope you're all excited to get the weekend started and get some things done. It's been a nice pretty quiet week for me, which is good. Um, and so everything's been going well here. And I actually I took off today just to have a day off, not for any particular reason. Um, and it was nice. It was nice to just kind of sit here and basically spent most of the day listening to streams on one computer and playing Elite Dangerous on the other, figuring out exobiology, and I'm figuring out more and more why people highly suggest you use the SRV in that game, because having a ship that doesn't have a vehicle bay, trying to get all that stuff, it's actually not bad if you can see the stuff. It gets bad because most of the exobiology stuff is bacteria, and it blends in with everything else. It's very difficult from that perspective. But all right, no conflicts. Let's merge that down. Which, I mean, scientifically, I guess makes a lot of sense. Most of the stuff in the universe probably is bacteria or simple forms of life. It does bother me, though, that FDev decided never to, hey, plus or 27, welcome on in. It does bother me that FDev never decided to skirt around the issue of trying to land on a planet with enough of an atmosphere to cause issues, and you get all these water planets that I've found as I'm exploring around, and Earth-like planets, and you can't land on them. It's kind of a bummer. But I digress. All right, so I got these pull requests done. Let's see if this even still works. It'll be no small miracle if it continues to properly work here. All right. Have I set this up to... I don't even think I've set it up to do anything yet, have I? I have not. Okay, where did I... So tools, I guess? No. What is it? Configured servers. How do I... Oh, that's task server. I don't want a task server. I want... I forget where this is at. External tools. No, why is this? This doesn't look... Build execution deployment. What is going on here? Build tools. No. Why can't I? Oh, here we go. Run configuration. Wait a minute. Why is this? Okay. I might not have set up Tomcat yet on there. Run, edit configurations, add new configuration, and then Tomcat server local. Don't think I had that option, which is going to be a problem. Run debug configurations. Tell me that that's only available. It's not available. Yeah, you need the paid edition of it. Figures. Freaking figures. That would be the case. Ugh. Get you one way or another. Let me see here. Can I? Now, well, hell. That makes things awful. Let me see something. Edition. All right. Let me see what I can do about this. Hey, because of course I'd run into that. Right. Works for everything else that I've been doing, but then it's the first time I'm trying to do it with this existing project, which I was doing in Eclipse, which happily allows you to do Tomcat stuff without any problems. Go figure. Gives you problems with a lot of other things, but not with that. Let's see if I can. If I could do something here. Tools. Helper tools. deployment. Okay. Let's see. Alright. Just doing stuff here. Off screen, friends. Be right there. We're getting here. Instead of the coffee, I should have grabbed the beer instead. I'm just realizing that like I probably could have used a beer here instead of a coffee tonight, but nothing's stopping me from eventually getting there to that point, as it were. Alrighty then. Copy that. And oops, let me before I do anything else here. Swap that over. Okay. This monitor for some reason takes forever to swap between sources. I don't know why, but it does. Okay, now I can see what I'm doing. I wonder if I can just have this update to ultimate. Probably not. It's probably a separate thing altogether. Alright, let's just close that out. And actually this. It's the wrong window, but whatever. All right, I'm gonna hide this for a second here. There we go. While I do some things. And got that downloading. Okay, good. And it is extracting. Alright, so that and let's paste that. Okay. Wait a minute. Do here. One second. I get to do stuff here. Additional stuff. So much going on here. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what they've done here. Um, all right, and I'll do that later. Where's my? Okay, so I have that. Let's copy that. And sorry, I know you guys are just looking at a blank screen, but it's I don't know when they're going to show private information or not show private information. Oh, this is not copying over properly. No, it's not copying over properly. That would be the problem. Actually, it's probably in here. There we go. That's done. So where's it's over here. Yes, import settings, please. That's what I was kind of worried about, is it's going to import all my settings and stuff, but it did, which is good. That, and let's unpin that and then pin this. Okay, install dependencies. Oh, okay. Don't care. Fine, install your updates. Okay. I think I'm back to it just working here. Restart. Let's do that. There we go. All right. That stuff is... This should be over on the other screen. I think I just screwed myself there. I think it's open, but I can't see it. Oh, I could have just did this. Move to desktop. One browsing, and then move it. There we go. course, I picked the hard way of doing things. Of course I did. Where is... I told you yet now. God, just... No, just go away. I don't want your goddamn AI assistant, JetBrains. Go the frick away. Stop bugging me. That's the development desktop. Here we go. Okay, we're getting back to it. we're getting there. Let's see if I can now add a... Yes, I can. Tomcat server. There we go. Where did I put Tomcat at? Development. Apache Tomcat. There we go. And Firefox, no, don't do that. On update action, JRE will be 21. Before launch build, deployment, artifact, exploded war, go logs, that's fine. Why is that the URL it picked? The URL should just be just that. Although it's not going to launch it anyway, so it doesn't matter what I put there. On frame deactivation, update classes and resources, and on update. They don't have a do nothing anymore? Huh. Update classes and resources, we'll just say. Or redeploy. Yeah, we'll just do redeploy, I guess. Alright, so we'll do that. Okay, there, and then let's see if this decides to run. Yeah, I have a feeling it was just going to fail. Let's see what the problem is here. If I can remember where all the logging and stuff is. I think it's under Git. No, it's not under here. Where the hell is it deploy this to? I always... You never know where to help. Until they put stuff. There it is. It's under cache, JetBrains, blah 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 for some reason. That's totally where you want things to be. Alright. So I want to do smb.log. What do we get here? Null pointer exception. Okay. So we got a lot of stuff here, and then null pointer exception while trying to do so. Create resource path, secure storage util 110. Oh, I have to pass up an argument, don't I? Let's go look at Eclipse here. I think there's a command line argument, if I remember correctly, that I got to pass to it. It's been a while. I'm thinking back here. Properties. No. I'm not looking for. I am looking for this. Debug configurations. I'm looking for this. Where the hell is that? Tomcat. VM arguments. DB path. Yeah, this is the one I have to add, right? And the locale providers. There we go. Those two things. Stop this and edit. And I need variables. How do I send command line parameters to this server here? Oh, this is the wrong application context as well. That should be that. How do I do this? A good question. J cat command line arguments. VM options. I guess. Yeah, okay, VM options. I didn't see that over here. Oh, there it is. Duh. Okay. So do that. Why? God, I don't. Just don't. I don't want one there. On. God damn you. I don't. There it is. Now let me do it. Oh, it started. Okay. Let's see what we got. Uh-oh. We'll send an invalid response. I don't think I did 8080 before anyway. I was doing like something else. 6080. Node not found. Set one up in the server XML. Yes. Yes, I know. I have a feeling you're going to say that. Is there a chance it's going to give me the server XML here to change? Well, let me see. Configure. No. All right. So. Server XML. I love how it just takes me back to this page and it doesn't actually have any answers on it. No one else has the answer for it. It's so old that it's not even relevant anymore. Everything is just buried in this. This is the problem with IntelliJ. Everything is buried in plain sight, and it's really freaking annoying. Just takes me to the same freaking place every time here. if I go to project files, no. Okay, let's see. Let's try something different here. Tomcat SSL. I'll take you back to this freaking page that doesn't tell you. Application server. CPS. Connection tab. Storage project file. Forward launch. Hey. This doesn't actually help you do it. Yeah, there are all kinds of unanswered questions there. SSH and SSL. It's database stuff. I don't care. I want. Data sources. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna speculate that I can do the change that I need to do. Well, I don't want to do it in the main server XML because that's just silly because it's not deploying there, but just copy that. And I added these remote address valve and stuff too there. Which I may or may not need to do again. Okay. So I have that. Where would that go? See, there are some things that just Eclipse just makes easier, just in general. And this is one of those things where it's just like here's the files that we use when deploying your thing. Just change them there, and they're right there in your project. And IntelliJ just tries to hide crap all over the place. And you have no idea if it's going to overwrite it every time we do a redeployment or not. And it really ticks me off. See what I can see here. There's a server XML here. I'm going to try editing this and we'll see what happens. See if it ends up blowing it away. That. And then I'm going to add this other valve there just for sake of argument. Okay. Allow. Yeah, alright. Just put that in there. There you go. Alright. Let's see what happens now. What are we looking at here? Connector node not found. Really? Wait, what? Did it just blow it away and bring it back again? Is that what happened? Yep, sure shit did. Fuck you, JetBrains. Do something right for a change. It's just so annoying that they this is why I hate JetBrains in general is that they have good tools, but then they don't think things through, and then you get stuff like this where you're just trying to do something slightly different than what they thought about, and then all of a sudden it's like, you know, you're rowing upstream. I do it. I've got I had a copy of the Sir Rexamel in there too, which is funny. Which is not being used because it actually has the SSL in it, right? I was doing 8080 and 8443. Okay. No, I wasn't. I was doing 6443. Yeah. That's commented out. That was the only thing I was running. There has to be a way to... There has to be a way to force it without having to... without modifying the actual Tomcat server XML, but at this point, screw it. We'll modify the actual Tomcat servlet XML. Actually, I could just... let's do this. Let's move server XML. And CP... Okay. I still need to add that one thing to it. I think I have to add that valve to it. You know what? Let's... do I... yeah, I think I need that valve in there. Do I still... I wonder if I still have that. Yep, I do. Alright, so do that. Force its hand that way. We get this. Okay. So we'll go. Connection refused. Oh, did it? Never mind. I think I know what's going on there. I have 6443 there. Okay. not found exception. Yeah, that would make sense. That's why it's not starting up. Alright. Pain in my ass here. So I have to point those to... both of them that was complaining about. No, it's just the local key store it was complaining about. Let's see, how do I make this happen? I have to add those as artifacts, don't I? Let's see. If I run... No, that's not what I was looking for. External source. That's deploying. I don't want to. I mean, obviously I can just make a sim link to it, but it's just gonna break constantly. I just have that feeling. Server. It's looking specifically for more files to deploy. Huh. Let's see. Bot over there. can refer to it. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to screw it. I'm just gonna have to refer to it directly. That gets built. That gets built when I run Maven, right? Wait, that's not even the right place for it. Well, no, those, yes, those get built in the POM file, which hasn't run yet, which is another problem here. Key store. Did I put... Pretty sure I generate... Oh wait, I generated it once. I don't generate it again, do I? Let me see here. Well, these are okay. Right, these are generated by running the shell scripts. That's not... Is that what I'm referencing? Oh, it is. Yeah. Okay. And I run these scripts manually. Just for our purposes. Well, could run them again, I guess. But yeah, you know, let me run them again and just make sure they work. Okay. All right, so I got that. such file or directory. Permission denied. Share. Host roots. Wait a minute. No. Oh no. I know what's going on. These are generated from the POM file. I remember, I'm pretty sure I had that working. So should be able to just do a build, right? Control F9. That's that. Alt F9. The hell is the build project? Or a Maven, here we go. Get that set up at least. And is it just F9 to build? Nope, that's debug. I thought for sure it was Control F9. Did it actually build it? Don't know if it actually ran or not. Even build module. If it actually did anything. No, it didn't actually do anything. Where's the Maven? Why can't I just tell it to run the normal Maven target? It should be doing it when I say build. I don't think it actually is though. All right, what is going on here? Must you be such a pain in my ass? Did I change that to... I move it over or something? I don't think I did. But we gotta bring this down at some point, so let's do that. I don't think I put it in here. I mean, it's possible I did. I don't remember doing it, but I don't think so. Oh, I did put it in here. This is what I was looking for. Key tool. Okay. Well, let's build this then. Alright, so under here, so I have the cert folder there. So on activation, it should have I am missing that one file though. I gotta bring that over. Maybe that's causing it to fail? It's possible that's causing it to fail, right? Because I'm doing... Yeah, but no, it shouldn't be. Should still be generating the files though. Why is this not working or triggering like it should be? If key store DB is missing, which it is, then generate resources. Okay. For initialization, but then cert's already init it. If exists certs, so that doesn't do that. So then skip cert import. Oh wait, this is doing... Okay, executable import cert trust. Okay, that's import server certificate. This is generating it. It should be fine. Breeze. Okay. Yeah, this will generate it. I don't think it's actually... It should be running the Maven build, but I am getting a sneaking suspicion it's not actually running the Maven build. And that ticks me off even more than everything else it's been doing. To source. The Maven or the full sync. When you make changes to the project, instead of calling reload for the entire project, you can limit the scope. Maven tool window. Access view tool windows Maven. Maven tool window is enabled automatically when you create or open your Maven projects. We'll see about that. I don't see it. It's here though. If I just say sync projects. Maven. No goals have been specified. Of course. Of course. I think verify. Yeah, that's what I had set up for. Okay. Read project properties. That's probably because I'm missing the one thing, right? Where's it at? Yes. Okay. So that's fine. I was kind of expecting that. Copy. Of course it would open it up. Like a goof. Alright, so then we run. Key store password is too short, must be at least 6 characters. Generate key pair. Oh, these aren't resolving? Why aren't they resolving? Oh. Hey, hello. Welcome on in. How are you doing? I'm doing okay. I'm fighting with tools here. I've switched over from the Eclipse editor that I was using to IntelliJ, and now I'm trying to get the streamer bot thing project working in it, and it's pissing me off. Haven't written any code yet. Just trying to get to the point where I can verify that everything's working again. But yeah, I'm doing all right. I am fine. How was your dinner and stuff? If you've, I don't know, I assume you're going to dinner tonight, but if you haven't gone yet, you haven't gone yet. Store.password, key store.password. Let me hide this for a second, because I might have to look in this thing and see. It's not in there. Okay. That's what I thought. So where did I put these at? Store.password and key store.password. Where did I put those at? That is a good question. Do I have another thing over here? Actually, I bet it's a different thing here. Hang on. Gotta hide this again. Oh, yeah, okay. I copied the wrong thing over. That's what it was. Copied the wrong one to the wrong place. So that, and then while I have this open, let me go copy that other one over here so I don't forget it, because I have multiple of these. And you go in there. And close that out. All right. There we go. Cool. And let's go see if this is now working better. Well, it's happier. It's got warnings, but it's still running. Okay, so far so good. It was very good. Went to a Mexican restaurant. It was good. Cool. Awesome. That is really awesome, dude. Really, really awesome. Oh, man. So you're a year older, man. You need to keep yourself together. you need to stop falling apart. Believe me, I'm feeling the same thing. I'm like, man, I need to stop falling apart here. Just because I'm getting old doesn't mean I need to fall apart. Alright, so that should have generated some certs. It did. Good. Okay. Okay, so the certs are being generated over there now, which actually makes more sense. But then I need whatchamacallit to reference it. So I guess I'll just make the direct reference to it. Do sudo register root CA. CA browsers. Go. And then I'm just gonna make a direct reference to it. The hell with it. Gotta come up with a better scheme later, but right now, this is what's gonna have to happen. So I'll do that, and we'll volume the server XML. And we'll come up here. Yeah, that's the only reference, right? I think it is. I think it is. But otherwise, how you doing, Outlaw? You, I imagine you're probably super tired because there was a lot of excitement going on your stream, which was fantastic to see. But I can imagine it. Just putting myself in your shoes for a moment, I would be absolutely exhausted. All right, so we got that. So then if I close out of this for a minute, and then we run Tomcat server here. Might have worked. Let's find out. Connection refused. Why? Still having a problem here. Oh, not found. Oh, it's not called local key store, is it? Is it called? Maybe server key store. JKS. Okay. Yeah, I think that's the one. Yeah, no problem, man. I like hanging out. I like hanging out. I was playing Elite Dangerous while you were doing stuff. While you were streaming. So it was like had it on the other monitor and then just playing Elite Dangerous because I'm just freaking addicted now. I'm addicted to exploring, which is a crazy thing to be addicted to because it's grindy as hell. And between that and I swapped over to X4 Foundations for a little bit. Try to get some more stuff started there. X4 Foundations is one of those just kind of crazy games where it's like it's a lot of fun to play, but there's so much to do in the game. Okay, the password's not correct now, but that's fine. There's so much to do in the game, and the game models so much stuff that like you go from having just like a casual, I'm just gonna fly around and do some stuff, maybe do some missions, to suddenly you've got like so many things to manage. And you don't even know where to, like, there's so many different things that could be going on at once that you can just kind of jump around and pick your poison, as it were. So it's like, if you just feel like running a mission, you just go run a mission. But if you're trying to do building and stuff, then you got to get all the logistics started. You got to make some money. You got to hire some pilots and have them go off and do some mining for you and bring some more money in for you. And there's a lot there. It's a lot of fun, but it's like it goes from 0 to 100 very, very quickly. Before you know it, you're like managing logistical things and all that stuff. And I noticed too, they put a beta out for version 7.6. So 7.5, they changed the flight model. And 7.6, they are focused almost entirely on performance. So perhaps some of the little bit of stuttering I was getting, maybe they'll actually address that now and get the performance up on that game. Which, I mean, by and large, the game performs fine. It's just like when you're in an asteroid field or something, it can chug a little bit. So if they can get all that performance worked out, it's going to be fantastic. What am I looking for? Oh, right. Okay. I gotta hide this again. Cause I just closed that window too. Go figure. Well, actually, you know what? I can get it from the command line here. Okay, I thought I had that in here. Oh no, I have a different I have a different password in there. Of course I do. Okay, so now I can get this back up again. And let's try this again. The monkey presses the button. Let's see what happens. See if we can get back to where I was at. Okay. Oh, this is good. Although I thought well, it doesn't matter. As long as it works. Okay. Why is my CSS not working? Oh, what happened here? Server responded with status of 404. HTMX is not defined. Oh, I know what's going on. Okay, because it didn't actually. Goddamn! It didn't actually run my Maven build, so it didn't pull down npm and all the stuff that it needed. Because, you know, you would think IntelliJ would be like, oh, I see a Maven project here. Maybe I should run a Maven build. No, it just ignores it. Like, you know. Just, I don't know. Again, a lot of thought put into the editor, and a lot of thought put into the IDE, but then they have stupid things that they just completely miss, and it just drives me insane. Just do that. Oh, that's fine. It's a, whatchamacallit, check style thing. That's fine. Okay, so now it brought node and node modules down. That's good. Come back over to this. Okay. Hey, now stuff's working. Go figure. Alright, favorite icon, that's fine. I don't have one set up. Okay. Of course, this is using, it generated a brand new database, but that's fine. We can start over fresh. Alright, awesome. I think we're back to where we where we were with Eclipse running. It only took forever and a day to get back to that. So I guess I can shut down Eclipse here. And we can start getting things working in IntelliJ. Okay, cool. All right. So we're back to where we were, which is good to see. All this stuff, well, we'll see if all that's working or not, because I've updated all those things. Was there another? I think we still technically should be up to date with the latest. Yeah, we're still up to date. Okay, so that's good. I did see an email while I was digging around doing stuff here that another 4 requests happened. Oh, actually, it was probably on the main one here. Yeah, this main guy. Let's get all these taken care of. His conflicts. Make Dependabot rebase that for us. Jetty version. There we go. Alright, Dependabot's rebasing. Give it a moment. There we go. Awesome. All right, so that's up to date. So come over here and just bring those down. And okay. Good, that's got everything. Let me make sure as well. Got all the sources and documentation downloaded for this, for as and when we need them. Yeah, generate a new database and stuff, which is good. That's all still working properly. Which is good to see. Okay. Good stuff. Very good stuff. Well, I was going to see if I get some stuff done tonight, but I remembered as I was starting up that I didn't have my tools all set up correctly yet. So at least that's all. At least this is now set up to a way that I can use it. Also, I'll have to, I mean, now that I have the Ultimate Edition here, I'll be able to hopefully just switch over tomorrow for the, to do the game dev stuff again. At least that doesn't require too much in the way of IDE configurations anyway, so that'll be good. So the one thing I wanted to look at, so I'd like to start looking at, that's not what I want to do, but this is fine for now, I guess. I wanted to see, I would like to see if I can integrate Moonbeam's chat into our chat stuff. I know they don't have an API yet, but since I'm using the browser for whatchamacallit, I'm using the browser for YouTube's chat. I figure I can, if I can get the chat open in here, which I don't know if I can or not, without having been logged in, then potentially I could just read from that and make that available like I do with the YouTube stuff. I have a feeling it's not necessarily, actually, okay. So the chat is here, but I can't type anything, right? Okay, that's what I figured. So then, can I pop this out? Is that a thing I can do? Sorry about the Hall of Mirrors effect going on, but yeah, memoryception. Yeah, exactly. You got multiple versions of me. So what I wanted to see, what's going on the network here? We got a lot of XML HTTP requests. Okay, that's what I was kind of figuring. Now this fetch, what does that do? I don't know what that. What did it send? Event ID. Headers. Okay, that's what response did I get? Okay. That's not the one I'm looking for. So how about the XML HTTP requests? Ooh, we're getting a binary response back. Well, ain't that special? Oh, I bet I know what this is. Oh yeah. That's the video. That's the video stream coming back. I wonder why the video stream is coming back as separate XML HTTP requests. That's interesting. Okay. The real question is, what does the chat look like when it comes back? Oh, I can't chat in there. But I can chat where I'm logged in. Where are we at here? There's a lot of crap going on there, though. Let's see if I can do a test here. Where's my cursor at? Here it is. Oh, well, that's interesting. So I typed chat in there, but this chat's not. Oh, there it is. It updated. Okay. I didn't see that. It went down the bottom there. I was going to say the chat didn't update, and then what's going on here? Here we go. All right. Profile image. That's a lot of stuff came back there. Oh, that couldn't all be the chat that came back. There's no way. That's a lot of information, though. Why did that come back like that? Cover image. I don't see anything here jumping out at me as some binary stuff going on, which I think is the video stream. Problem is, why did that? Did the chat message test come in there somewhere? No. I don't think that's searching the right thing. How about over here? No, that's not in there. Huh. So I wonder how the chat messages are getting. I bet they're getting refreshed in this binary blob here somewhere. That's a lot of, so this is all HLS stuff, I think, coming down, which is crazy the amount that's coming down for that, but okay. Payload. Next.js, ugh, Node. They're using Node.js, oh boy. I wonder if it's coming in under something else. Let's see if I can figure out where this or what this is coming down. See, we get one of these, which leads me to believe that that's being triggered by the chat, but What is this? Profile badge. Like, this is definitely... I feel like this is definitely tied to the chat firing off. The problem is I don't see the actual chat message, which is what's bugging me. Like, I'm seeing a lot of stuff in here. Probably too much stuff in here, honestly. But I am not... seeing... Like, why is that there? Moonbeam cover image. Yeah, I think... So this is kind of giving us... I think it's giving us the entire page. Like, it's almost like every time a chat message comes in, the entire page is not refreshing the page, but it's refreshing the entire data for the entire page, which is an interesting way of going about it. I wouldn't necessarily do it that way myself, but you know, it's possible this is just some kind of framework that's doing this. I wonder if this is in a... Chat virtual sites div. Holy divception, friends. Man, if my colleagues at work saw all these divs getting thrown in like this, ooh, they would have a conniption. I mean, oh boy, like you're making the browser just weep here by putting all these divs inside divs inside divs inside divs. Jeez Louise. I hope they're going to address that at some point, because that's like, I mean, you're basically making the browser work so much harder to render the page, and you're slowing your page down by doing all this nonsense. Like, just like figure out what you're trying to do there and do it properly. I mean, holy hell, man. I mean, and you know, this is more common than you might think. And it's common when you've got a lot of stuff that's loading in loops and stuff, or you've got, in the case of this page, probably a lot of partial submits happening, partial page updates happening, I should say. Is that you get divception going on here, and it's like you need to wrangle this. You got to get a div wrangler to come in and just like figure out how to do the same thing without 900 divs in here. Yeah, because that's just that's, like I said, it's, I bet, like if I look at the performance tab, I bet it's, yeah. I mean, it only took 2.5 seconds for the largest paint operation, but, and it says that's fine, but there's not a whole lot on the page. Like, there's not a whole lot on the page. You know, probably should be a lot shorter than that. I would say probably less than 1 second. And I'll bet, well, I won't bet any real money, but I'll bet some fake Monopoly money that if you got rid of, oh, I don't know, 20 of these divs, because there's what, like 35 nested divs here. If you got rid of at least 25 of those nested divs, the page would probably render like really lickety split. It would actually probably be noticeable. Just saying. Just saying. But alas, I don't see. Do they have like some JavaScript hanging around here that I can? So that's watch. They got Vercel going. Oh, for their analytics. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's Next.js here. And I'll bet a lot of those crazy divs are coming from probably Next.js too. Not saying anything negative about Next.js, just that, you know. I'm more of a monolith guy and not a JavaScript, not a put everything in JavaScript guy. Because when you put everything in JavaScript, you end up with some of the nonsense we're seeing here. Just render it on the server and just bring the HTML forward and call it a day. You know what I mean? When you try to do it in the JavaScript, it's like it's inserting stuff and inserting nodes and removing nodes and inserting nodes, and you end up with a DOM that is just spaghetti. And it's just like, render the whole panel on the server and send it forward as just static HTML. Replace the static HTML that was there with the new static HTML. Boom, you're done. You got $5 in Monopoly cash you can spend. There you go. Let's place our bets here. There's Stripe as well for payment stuff. Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, there's some. I thought maybe I could look at the page and figure out how the chat is coming down, but it's not immediately obvious here. Which kind of sucks, because I would like to integrate the Moonbeam chat, but it looks like if I want to do that, I'm going to have to wait for them to do an API, which I'm sure is on their long list of things to do, but it's, you know, I doubt it's something that they'll be addressing anytime soon, because it's not really a high priority. A little bit. What are these images? Well, I guess we can look at what the image is. I'm very curious, because this is a lot of metadata for the page. I mean, a page like this would have a lot of metadata on it, but you would get it in pieces, not the whole thing, I would think. That's my cover art. So, where the hell is the cover art show up on this page, and why is that coming down? Okay. Well, that's a little confusing. Yeah, it does say cover image. So it makes sense that that's what that is. And then profile image makes perfect sense because that would be my image down here. And the image on my chat messages. But I'm curious as to why that is constantly being refreshed. Because, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, how often is someone changing their profile image or their cover image? Especially how often are they changing it while they're live? Like, I gotta imagine not very often. So I'm curious as to why this is constantly pinging itself. Like every time a chat message happens, it's like bringing down all of this data again that hasn't changed and probably won't change. You know what I mean? It's just kind of weird. And even if it did, like even if I changed my cover image while I was live, why would you worry about fixing that on the live stream page? Like it just, you know what I mean? Worst case scenario is somebody, you just refresh the page and there it is. There's the new one. Like it's weird to me that they're throwing this much data down the pipeline that is never changing. All right. I mean, bits and pieces of this might change. Like the title, like the stream title might change. And so I can see having the stream title come down. Although I wouldn't, honestly, I would make that its own event. Like, see, the way I was doing my streaming stuff with the Hex thing was I was making the chat be its own server-side event and making the channel update, general channel updates be their own server-side event. So in other words, if a streamer changes their title, that's a channel update, right? And then that goes as its own event that gets pushed from the server back to the client, and the client says, oh, title has changed, and it changes the title, right? On the page directly. And similarly with the chat, every time the server says, hey, I got a new chat message, boom, it sends out an event to all the clients, and the clients say, oh, here, I got more HTML to put on the chat box, right? Like they're individual events, and they're very small, very simple events. So it's weird that they're pushing all of this stuff. Like, and those events are not static events. Like they are events triggered by data that has changed, not data that hasn't changed. And this seems like it's pushing God, the world, and everything down every time. So I imagine that's something that I can't imagine how much bandwidth they're using for this. And it's definitely, the way this is happening is definitely causing performance stuff, I would imagine, for people. So interesting stuff. He'll have it. Yep, I go on forever into the ether. I'm trying to see if I can pull the chat off the page. But it's oh, wait. So this does have a relation to the chat, because I'm seeing the latest chat messages come down, but I don't see the actual message. that's what's boggling my mind. Is like I see that your message triggered this event, and I see that it's got your profile image data and all that stuff in there, but I don't see the actual message, which is really interesting. Is there another? Oh, this is just a. This just sent a PNG image down. Oh, I wonder. They wouldn't be doing that, would they? There's no way. Hang on. No, there's actual text here. So how did it get that text onto the screen is the question here. Because I didn't see it come down in an event unless that event triggered another network call afterwards to get it, but I don't see. I'm looking at all the calls here, and I don't see where that would have happened. I see a lot of video stuff. A lot of HLS stuff going on. Although there is, yeah, no, that's the Edge video stuff. It's Amazon. Like a hell of a lot of video stuff. Weird. Very weird. I don't know how it figured out what text it was. Unless somehow the text is encrypted here, which I don't know why you would do that. It's a chat message. Yeah, it's they're sending so much data here. They're actually sending. I'm flabbergasted by this because they're actually sending all of the metadata for every user that chats. And so part of that metadata is not only your cover image, but your profile image, but it's also like all the other realms that you've joined. Like, why is that? I'm flabbergasted that they would send that on every chat message, because that's just like, A, that data is not changing that much, and B, it's not relevant to this particular stream, right? I mean it might be relevant in terms of like, you know, if they had global emotes and stuff like that, but they don't have emotes in the system yet. Well, I mean they do, but they don't have like emotes you can use across realms and stuff. And even if they did, that's all. You only need that particular piece of information. I don't need all the other information about stuff, about what realms are in and all that stuff. That's really strange. It's really, really strange. Because it's just it's a whole, I mean, it's a lot of data that they're sending down. And yet I still can't find the actual chat, the actual content of the chat message. The only thing I can think is that there's I have no idea. I think they would just send a reference key. Yeah, I mean, exactly, right? It would be like emotes are difficult when you allow emotes from other like realms and stuff and other channels and stuff, because the current page needs to know where to go to render them, right? So, well, it's a little bit more complicated than that, but it's like it needs to know to show you those in the emote picker, I guess. But once you've sent the message, it just matters what's in the message, and the message just has an ID, or should just have an ID to that emote that then has the URL in it. Like it shouldn't be that. It shouldn't be that much data that's coming down, right, for a chat message. It should just be like, here's the message, here's the resolved emotes, and that's it. And then you probably have some JavaScript to just pop it into the page, a query using the key. Yeah, I mean, it's not. It really depends, right? Like I think they're doing a lot of. Like, it looks like they've got Next.js going, so they've got Node running under the covers somewhere probably. So I think they're doing a lot of JavaScript framework stuff, which I'm not a huge fan of, but I can understand the approach to it. So yeah, at some point they have to make a query from the front end to the back end to get that data. Me personally, I prefer monoliths, so I would be doing the heavy lifting on the server side and then just pushing plain Jane HTML down to the browser. And all the browser would need to do is say, oh, hey, a new chat message came in. Here's the HTML for it. Boom. I just put it on the screen and I'm done, So that's interesting. It's interesting. And I mean, you look at the performance tab and Chrome is not complaining too much about it, but like at 2.5 seconds it says it needs improvement, right? And they're at 2.4 as their largest paint. In the grand scheme of things, there's not a tremendous amount of stuff happening on the page. I mean, yes, there's video, so your paint is always going to be a little bit long because of the video that's going. But for everything else, like, I feel like this should be down under 1 second, right, for a page like this, because there's not a whole lot of chat going on. There's video going on, but the DOM is not changing drastically, and it's interesting. It's very interesting, like layout shifts. Yeah, I mean, most of these layout shifts are fine, right? They don't even register as a microsecond. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it just means they have a lot of room to improve, which makes sense. I mean, they're still open beta. I mean, it's only been out a few months. Like, I get it. I'm not knocking what they're doing. It's just I'm just kind of looking at it and I'm going, it looks like there's a lot of if I were to look at it objectively, it seems like they have a lot of debug code in there. This is the kind of thing you do when you're first setting up the page to make sure that all the data is coming down correctly. But when you go and try to do it for real, you would turn off probably a lot of that stuff. So it's been over a decade since we were doing full stack coding, so you're not up to date with the current frameworks. Yeah, it's still in beta. Yeah, I think they're still in open beta. They didn't go fully live. I mean, they're live in that they're open. You can sign up and stuff, but I think they're still considered beta, I think, for right now. I could be wrong. They could have changed that at some point. I don't know. I haven't been I've been trying to keep up to date, but I you know, things change so quickly that I who knows. But yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting, and I mean, I do full stack stuff all the time now, but I'm not up to date with the JavaScript stuff because like I said, I work and I prefer monoliths, so I do most of my stuff on the server side because that keeps it in a realm where I can affect the performance by just throwing more hardware at it. You know what I mean? Like I can't throw more hardware at clients, but I can throw more hardware at the server. And if something's slow, I can just say, well, we just need a little bit more memory, or we need a little bit more of this or that, and you know, buy some time. You know. They are in beta. I was wondering if that was the cause. Yeah, it's no. Like I said, it's still early, so I mean, there's plenty of stuff that they can work with here, and it might be just that, you know, they've got this turned on in a very verbose mode right now because they're trying to make sure that everything's still working. You know what I mean? So there's that too. You're now in the factory automation pigeonhole. Gotcha. Yeah. So you're doing mostly embedded stuff, probably, I imagine. And this thing, because I'm not logged in here, it's constantly throwing a 401 error, which is causing them. I mean, it's a 401, so it shouldn't be causing a lot of traffic, but it's still, you don't want something pinging your servers that often, especially when it's just giving you the same error message over and over and over again. Wonderware, Aviva stack, factory integration. Ah, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I haven't. I've been mostly web, internet, full stack stuff for pretty much all my career. So I haven't gone into any of the specialized stuff. Huh. All right. Well, that answers that question. I can't do anything right now with the chat. I mean, I could have the headless browser open up the page and I guess listen for changes to the chat window here. Like it would have to just look at stuff going on there, but I would have rather it been just listening to a particular message coming down like I do for YouTube and just doing it that way. But I guess I can still kind of pull stuff off the page itself and try to integrate the chat that way. We'll see. Yeah, I mean, it might be a moot point. They might be, you know, closer to an API than I realize even. So who knows? All right. Let's get this Hall of Mirrors off of here. All right. I wanted to just look into that, see if it was something that I could just immediately do, or if it would be very similar to how YouTube does it, and I could just pull it that way. But it looks like more like I'll have to. I'll because I'll have control of the browser, I could probably listen for certain things being added, but I have to see what that would entail. Like listen for like the DOM to be updated in that particular spot. And then every time that happens, pull the text right off the screen. So probably do that. They say they'll be opening their API soon. That might resolve the issue. Yeah, that's the other thing is like I could just wait and do it properly with an API rather than doing the workaround that I do for YouTube and having a headless browser open and pulling the chat through that. And with Twitch, I use the Twitch API, so it shouldn't be. We'll have to see. It probably won't be that bad. I hope that they have something, at least some documentation at some point. Hopefully the API will be open and available, because that would be really cool, because it would be nice to be able to integrate with their, not just the chat, but also like the Realm chat rooms, and be able to do things like you do in Discord, where you can have bots that post automatically into there and stuff like that. So but we'll have to see. We'll have to see what they come up with. Regardless, I got IntelliJ working now, it looks like, so I can get back up to speed with the Magenta Breeze bot, hopefully. We still have to do, I haven't made any progress with the multi-streaming part of it. And I definitely wanted to get some more progress on that, because I think that'll be the killer app, as it were, the killer feature. Being able to not only have a bot that can pull all the chats in from various, from Twitch and YouTube, and hopefully also Moonbeam at the same time, and display them on the screen and have them on a window that you can see and all that stuff, but also being able to multi-stream through it, like being able to just connect OBS to the bot and have your stream go out to Twitch and YouTube and Moonbeam, and not only just do the straight multi-streaming, but also be able to do what I do, which is have multiple resolutions go out, because Twitch limits you to 1080p. So I send 1080p out to that, but I'm actually recording in 1440p, and the 1440p is going out to YouTube right now. So I'd like to be able to, and the way I have it set up, I'm running, I've got Nginx running in an Ubuntu container that's running on Windows. That's, I have to jump through a lot of hoops, and I'd like to, if I can integrate all that in to just one package, to one bot, and just have it go through that and be able to manage them there. Because the one thing I can't do is, I can't turn, with Restream, I could turn one stream off while the other streams still go. So whenever I would switch games on YouTube, I could turn the YouTube stream off, set up the next game on YouTube, and then turn it back on. The way I have it set up now, I can't. I'd like to be able to have that ability back again, and also have it be able to use the full power of the GPU, because right now I'm doing CPU encoding, because I couldn't get the GPU encoding to work with the way I have it set up, which on the one hand is making the picture look really good, on Twitch. Like we're getting really good encoding on Twitch, which is amazing. Because I'm not using NVENC, I'm using the X264. But on the other hand, I need the power of the GPU to take some of the work off the CPU, because I'm running my streaming box is just a small mini PC, and it's to push the kind of stuff I want to push. It's like I want to push a higher bit rate on YouTube, and I really can't. I'm at 10,000 right now on YouTube, and I can't push any higher than that because it's taking too much CPU between that and an OBS. So lots of configurations to manage. Yeah. Put in the request now for the capability of being. Yeah, I should have. I should do that. I should send them a. I guess I'll send them an email. I'll probably just send them an email. I don't want to send them a bug because it's not a bug. But maybe I'll dig up their email address and send them an email. Say, hey, if you guys are going to roll out a public API, I'll be happy to try it out. Just keep me in mind. That kind of thing. So yeah, I'll look into that and see what I can do there. Anyway, my friends, I think I'm gonna stop there because my brain is shutting down. Tomorrow we're going to jump back into game dev stuff, and I'm going to pick up where we left off with the Vulkan engine and see if we can get more progress there. There's still a big hurdle to get over to actually get a 3D model rendering in there. But maybe we can make some decent progress towards it at least. And we'll see how it goes. And they say to include suggestions to the bugs. I think the form that comes up allows you to differentiate across. All right, I'll take a look at it and see if I can and see what it says there. I know that they're using Jira in the background, and as someone who uses Jira all the time, I hate the thought of creating more Jira tickets for somebody. Jira is at one point in time, Atlassian products were a godsend at one point in time, and then they just became ubiquitous, and now they are the worst just ever. I use Jira and Confluence, which is the wiki thing at work, and it's just like oh man. The other day I didn't have access. Like they put a new Confluence page up that had information on it that was important that I needed. And I was in the meeting while they were doing it, and they're like, and I said, I don't have access to that page you just created. And they spent the next, 15 minutes trying to give me access to the page. And I want it so much. It was on the tip of my tongue. I'm like, don't say it. Don't say it. But I wanted so much to be like, it amazes me how much money we spend every year on collaboration tools that we then lock down to the point where you can't use them to collaborate with one another. And it was right there. I was like, don't say it. Just don't say it. Bite your tongue. Don't say it. Yes, we're going to spend all this money on a collaboration tool. and and then we're gonna lock them down to where you can't even like. It takes 20 minutes just to get the right permissions so that someone you're collaborating with can actually collaborate with you. Oh, it's too much. It's too much. But yeah, that'll like I said, that'll do it for me. Um, yeah, so I'll be back tomorrow. Work for work's sake, yeah. I'll be back tomorrow, as I said, and then if I'm feeling up to it, I might actually do a double header tomorrow. I might do some coding, and then I might do some gaming. We'll see. There'll be a break in between if I do it. We'll play that one by ear. We'll see. And Sunday I'll be back with some X4. We'll take a little hiatus from Elite Dangerous because I'm doing stuff off camera anyway on that, and we'll get back to X4, do some more stuff in that, and then maybe the week after that we'll do Elite again because I'm doing like exobiology stuff in Elite, which is and exploration, which are they're pretty straightforward is not really the word. They're very slow is the word, and kind of repetitive, but I'm finding it a lot of fun, so that's the way it is. You liked X4? Yeah, X4 is a lot of fun, and I've made some progress off camera a little bit, so the chips are starting to fall into place. And as I said earlier, it like as soon as you unlock a small bit of the game, like you could totally play the game as like a series of missions and just making money and all that stuff. But as soon as you start to do all the management and base building stuff, like it's just like your mind is blown because there's so much stuff that you've gone from having just taking care of yourself and your one character to now you've got like all these things going on at once, all these events happening. It's chaos, but it's also tons of fun. So all right, yeah. So if you happen to run across this on the YouTubes and you have a like and or a subscribe that you can spare, that would be awesome. It helps out tremendously. I know I didn't get a whole lot of coding done today, but I did what was necessary to be able to do some coding later on, next week, hopefully. That's hilarious. Twitch, we've received a report. Twitch, we've actioned your report 1 minute later. for that bot that came in earlier. That's why you watch and don't play. Otherwise, my friends, thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Hope everyone has an excellent morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on what it is for you. And hope to see you back here again in the future for some more stuff, whatever happens to suit your fancy. Until then, see you bye.
Who are you, and how did you get in here?
I'm the locksmith. And I'm the locksmith.